Hey there, Kevin Creighton with Shooting Illustrated. This week on Rifle Roundup, we have a Rock River Arms left-handed AR-15. We've topped that with a primary arms low-power variable optic, and up front, we've got an angled foregrip.
Now the fact of the matter is that a healthy percentage of Americans are either left-handed or have cross-eye dominance, but they are right-handed, but the left eye is their dominant eye. And as a result, when they pick up an AR-15, the ejection port is going to spew all the hot gases and the unburned propellant right in their face, and that's a very unpleasant situation. Left-handed people, or people like me who are cross-eye dominant, have learned to live with this fact. We've set up our AR-15s so that they have ambidextrous controls, where the bolt carrier release and the magazine release are on both sides of the gun, making them easier to operate with the left hand. However, that doesn't solve the problem of the ejection port, and that's where guns like the Rock River Arms LEF-T AR-15 comes in handy. The ejection port and the bolt carrier group on this gun are set up for left-handed operation. And that's a great feeling, I got to admit. It was fun shooting this gun. It took me a second to get used to this gun. Typically, when I run an AR-15, I release the bolt carrier group with my trigger finger as I do a reload. With this gun, however, it's set up so that the bolt carrier release is opposite the ejection port, just like any other AR-15. So I had to learn how to smack it with my support hand as I'm doing a reload, like everybody else who's not a lefty or is cross-eye dominant has to do. The fact of the matter is though, no matter if it's right-handed or left-handed, Rock River Arms builds a great AR-15, and this gun was no exception. The version I had quad Picatinny rails on the fore end and a flip-up front sight on the gas block. It had all the features I like to see in a good AR-15, like a 16-inch barrel and mid-leg gas tube, as well as a 6-position stock, and it had a really nice 2-stage trigger on it too. Okay, I gotta admit, this optic trips two of my favorite switches. First off, it's a low-power variable optic. I like low-power variable optics as a do-it-all, kind of all-in-one scope, where you've got that one power crosshairs for when you're up close and personal, but then with the flick of a switch, you can reach out to 6 power, which gives you enough magnification to make hits out to 4, 5, even 600 yards, and maybe even a little bit beyond. So yes, if you're looking for one optic to put on top of your AR-15 to cover just about any situation, you're probably looking at a low-power variable optic. Inside this optic is an intuitive holdover system that gives you ability to make shots on moving targets. It gives you a good halo for close-in targets when you just don't necessarily need to be as precise, when you just need to make a quick hit and then move on. And it also has some tensions inside the reticle for making longer shots at longer distances. So yeah, it's got a lot of nice features, all at a great price. The Stark Equipment foregrip on this gun isn't made anymore, but it's a good example of the kind of angled foregrip that you'll see around from a number of different vendors. Now, people get the idea that an angled foregrip is something that you want to grab onto in its entirety and use in place of, say, a vertical foregrip. And that's not how I use them. Secondly, an angled foregrip gives me a place to put my hand every time. And this becomes important once you start shooting pistols or other guns that have shorter barrels, where you don't have that full length of a forend. So think of an angled foregrip as a registration mark, as a place to come back to and say, here's where you put your hand.
Hey, thanks a lot for watching. For more information on the left-handed AR-15 from Rock River Arms, this low-power variable optic from Primary Arms, or how to use an angled foregrip, be sure to visit shootingillustrated.com. And please like and subscribe to this channel because we do a lot of these videos and we don't want you to miss one.